There have been a lot of different rumors going around lately with the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback situation, from Justin Fields, Kirk Cousins, Ryan Tannehill, Russell Wilson, and more. And just recently, another scoop by Chad Ochocinco, Chad Johnson, whatever one you want to call him, is that Russell Wilson will be going to the Steelers. That's basically what he said. He said he heard some news from an insider and things of that nature. So, let's talk about it. If true, Chad Johnson just scooped the rest of the NFL on his latest episode of Nightcap on his podcast with co-host Shannon Sharp. So he was talking about the quarterback situation for the Steelers and also talking about Russell Wilson, and he said this. Here was his quote. "We gotta work on the Steelers now. A little birdie told me, and I said this many shows ago, Russell Wilson's coming on over to the Steelers." End quote. So, Johnson, he didn't expand on what exactly a little birdie means, who the source is, or what the source is, but he says he's heard it. Also, me personally, he said that he said this a few shows ago, a few episodes ago. This is the first time I'm hearing that he actually said it. I guess because this is the first time him saying that Russell Wilson is going to the Steelers actually brought to the forefront of the news. Many media outlets actually covered Johnson's comments, so I guess it's the first time I heard it. I don't watch his podcast regularly. I just heard these comments. I saw this quote, and now might as well just talk about Russell Wilson and would he be a good fit for the Steelers. I talk about Ryan Tannehill, all the other players that were rumored to the Steelers, like Kirk Cousins, Justin Fields. So let's just talk about Russell Wilson really quickly. First off, let me just say this. Chad Johnson, he's not a trustable source in terms of someone breaking news and having insider information. He's not someone who you would trust as an insider. But also, you have to think about it like this. Adam Schefter, he went on the Pat McAfee show, a couple weeks back, maybe a week back, and he was talking about quarterbacks that the Steelers will be interested in this offseason. And one of the 3 quarterbacks he named was Russell Wilson. So I guess all this being linked together, you could trust somewhat Chad Johnson, what he's saying. But once again, I don't know exactly who the birdie is, so you can't trust it 100%. But now let's talk about Russell Wilson. Would he be a good fit for the Steelers? Me personally, I see Russell Wilson and I see what he did in Denver, and it really didn't work out. In 2 years with the team, he went 11-19 as a starter. He threw 42 touchdowns and 19 interceptions. On tape, looking from the tape standpoint, because you could obviously just box score and see that the touchdown to interception ratio is good. It's above 2-1, so that's always a great thing. But on tape, you see that his mobility has declined, and he's prone to taking too many bad sacks, meaning that he drops into the pocket, takes a few steps back, and he holds on the ball too much and just goes down easily, because I guess he's not trying to escape from the pocket because he has no mobility anymore. He's not out here running for first downs as much as he used to when he was with Seattle early in his career, so he's taken a lot of sacks. Whenever I watch a Denver Broncos game, whether that be Sunday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, Monday Night Football, or whatever, you always see Russell Wilson taking a lot of sacks, and that's something that he's done a lot. And you look at it, and he dropped a league high 55 times in 2022 and 45 times in 15 games this past season that just ended in 2023. That's a lot of sacks to be taken, so he is sack prone. That has to do some with the offense line as well, but so much with him as well, just holding onto the ball and not making quick decisions anymore. So negative plays, they've stacked up against the positive ones. After a solid start to 2023, Wilson quickly declined. After a quick start, Russell Wilson, he started making more mistakes in terms of getting sacks and stuff of that nature. And also looking from a tape perspective and not just a box score, you look at Russell Wilson and he just doesn't take those shots towards the middle of the field. And he hasn't done so for quite a while. You watch his tape and he mostly only throws to the outside. And that's when you know a quarterback is declining. Because earlier in his career, he was throwing to the middle a lot more, but now he mainly takes those throws to the outside. You look at Big Ben later in his career, he was doing mostly throws to the outside, and he wasn't taking those shots to the inside, except for sometimes here and there. So that's kind of when you know a quarterback is declining. And Russell Wilson, he just does not throw to the middle field. He's a shorter quarterback. He's on the shorter side, so he can't see over top the offense line, the defenders as well. So he's kind of being hesitant, making those throws, knowing that he may not be able to see everything that's happening on the football field. And that was always something that was brought up with Russell Wilson. The fact that he is a shorter quarterback, so he doesn't throw the field over the middle as well, because he may not even see it. He may be missing a lot of open receivers. So that's something that you see on tape when looking at Russell Wilson. And not even just that, he's turning 36 years old in November. So he has a lot of good days in his past and not many ahead of him. He's going to be a quarterback, if you get him, that would he really be that much of an upgrade over Kenny Pickett? Like, to the point where would he be able to lead the Steelers to playoff victories? Or would he just be an upgrade over Kenny Pickett, but would that really do nothing in the playoffs? So you have to kind of look at it from that perspective. And me personally, that's what I believe. If you're going to go and try to strike a big hit with a quarterback, you have to go for someone who could actually help the team and not just take a chance on the quarterback and kind of throw away Kenny Pickett's rookie contract for a quarterback that's not really going to help as much right away and for the current future in terms of winning playoff games and Super Bowls. Also, looking at the betting favorites in terms of the sports betting places, the sports book, you look at it and the Steelers are kind of the top team projected to land Russell Wilson. So it's kind of all linked together in that kind of area with what Chad Johnson said, with what Adam Schefter said, and the sports books having Russell Wilson as a favorite to land with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But like I just said, if the Steelers are going to strike for a quarterback and try to hit a home run on one of these guys, I believe it either has to be Justin Fields, even though he is turnover prone, because at least there's some upside there, or Kirk Cousins. If you're going to go for a quarterback, I think it has to be one of those two. There's no point in getting Russell Wilson because he's not really that much of an upgrade over Kenny Pickett, and he's not going to be the long-term future or someone who can help the team immediately in terms of winning Super Bowls. If you get Russell Wilson, will he even be the fourth best quarterback in the division? Will he be the third? But Russell Wilson, you really have to think about it like that. And me personally, I just wouldn't go that route with Russell Wilson. I know the Steelers, many people are thinking, hey, Russell Wilson, you would be able to get him on a short contract. It would not be a trade. The Steelers would not be trading for Russell Wilson. So they would not have to give up any assets in that type of draft compensation or players. They would be waiting for the Denver Broncos to cut him to save cap, save dead cap money for their roster, and the Pittsburgh Steelers would sign Russell Wilson to a different deal. That's what would happen. It would not be a trade. So if the Steelers do get Russell Wilson, it's going to be through signing, not a trade. But looking at Russell Wilson, looking at the Steelers quarterback situation, I truly believe it'll still be Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett. And that's what Mike Tomlin kind of said. That's what Art Rooney kind of said, that they want to re-sign Mason Rudolph and go the Kenny Pickett route and bring in competition. So that's the most likely scenario for the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback situation. But once again, all these rumors have been going around about Russell Wilson to the Pittsburgh Steelers, Justin Fields to the Pittsburgh Steelers, Kirk Cousins, Ryan Tannehill, even Baker Mayfield at some points. So you have to look at it, and this is kind of the breakdown of my take of whether Russell Wilson would be a good fit for the Steelers. And I truly believe he would not. So the Pittsburgh Steelers, hopefully they don't go this route and they go a different route in the quarterback situation. But this is my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you believe the Steelers should go out and sign Russell Wilson if he does get cut by the Denver Broncos? And do you believe Chad Johnson is right that Russell Wilson is the favorite and will land with the Pittsburgh Steelers this offseason? Or do you believe that the Steelers shouldn't sign him and they should go a different route with the quarterback? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below as well if you like Steelers content analysis reports. I drop all kinds of videos, whether that be reactions, film breakdowns, all the news, rumors, everything like that. And as we head into the off season already started. All these rumors keep coming up, and the draft's coming up soon. Free agency right after. So I'm covering all. If you want to stay updated and never miss out on anything Pittsburgh Steelers, this is a spot for it. If you don't want to read articles and you want to listen, this is a spot for it. So turn notifications, click that bell down below, and I'll see you guys all later. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.